Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you wanted to help support this channel, it won't cost you anything. All you got to do is use the links in the description if you wanted to get one of these for yourself. Hey, what's going on? Rich back with another awesome video for you. So today I'm showing you how to put together a Suncast storage unit. And this basically is something that you could either leave freestanding if you really wanted to, or you could mount on your wall, which is the primary reason to do it. I already have one of these installed. I got this in the garage. This thing is awesome. Right when I got it, I was like, I'm gonna need to get a second one. I just knew it right away. So this is actually the second one. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to do. So what you could do is you could build this whole thing and then install it, or you could build the whole thing minus the top and the doors. You could leave the doors off and leave the top of it off and end up just installing it with the back piece and the sides and the bottom installed. If you're doing this by yourself like I did, or you just don't have the strength to hold it up while you're screwing it into the wall, this is gonna be an easier way to do it. Again, it's gonna be less weight. So these silver pieces on the sides, this is the back of the unit. It's gonna say back panel on it, as you can see right there. You're gonna take B, which is your right panel. You're gonna take your back panel, and it says right there, back panel. You get that ready. On the side of it, you're gonna see 3 clips, 1, 2, 3. You take your left panel, you put that over here on the left side. You can see this is right panel, that's B. What you do is, these black plastic pieces right here go in like that. Slide them and lock them in. So we're gonna do the same thing over here on this side. Just take your left panel. Once these pieces are even right here, these are flat, that means they're locked into place. This is your bottom panel. All you gotta do is just line this whole piece up. Make sure you get these clips in like that. You're gonna get it lined up on the left side. You're gonna get it lined up over here on the right side. Just pull these forward like this. The easiest way to do it is just probably lay it on its back and just give it a couple taps and it should lock into place. The only pieces we really have left are the top of it, the shelf, and the 2 doors. So the 2 handles for the doors. Got a couple screws right here. You have 2 metal brackets, 2 long ones. This metal bracket goes into here like so. So slot and big hole goes on the bottom facing down this way. There it is. You just slide it in there. Hold it there for 1 sec. These are countersunk on the one side and they're flat on the other. They face each other, basically. That's the easiest way to do it. So notch, slot, perfectly good to go. Okay, so now you're gonna put 1 screw on this side. Same thing on the left side, you're gonna put 1 screw in there. Just slide it around just to reposition it a little bit. So make sure they fit in and that's in that slot. Again, the other one might have walked over a little bit on you. Just make sure you push up on that and that one's in. These are the screws that are countersunk. The long bolts that comes with it is to mount to the wall. You have 4 more little ones up there. We're gonna save those for another thing. And then we have the big ones up there on the top. I'll show you what everything's for as we're doing it. These metal brackets, the 2 slots come up through here. So what you're gonna do is, if you could see, that's where they go. You put the screws in here. 1 here, 1 here. And on the other side, same exact thing. 1 there, 1 there. You're screwing into plastic, so you don't need that much force. Once they go all the way down, that's it. Don't keep screwing, otherwise you're gonna strip them out. And then we can move on to the next step. A little set of 4. I'll show you what those are for right now. We have 2 of these metal brackets. 1 here and 1 over here on the left side. That's gonna screw into the bottom of the shelf. We have this other bar that goes here. That's gonna be for the second shelf. So you know where it screws into. There's a little indentation. Just make sure you line up this hole with that indentation, and then it screws right in. That's all you gotta do. To mount it to the wall, you're gonna be using these holes on the inside. As you can see, I already have my other one mounted to the wall. I have a lot of space on this side of the wall to mount my second one. You can kind of see, like right there's a nail pot. I have a stud finder that's specifically meant for doing this. So what I do is I just put my magnetized stud finder on the wall, and it just hits one of the nails where you can tell that that's into the stud. Go down and mark it, go down and mark it. And then you know from the bottom, right where your studs are, then you just screw right into the wall. There could be anything in any wall, in any house, anywhere, at any time. Murphy's Law, if it can go wrong, it will. Always, always, always double check and make sure that you're not gonna screw into anything and potentially hurt your house. Being a contractor for over 20 years, you would not believe what I found inside walls opening them up. Okay, so as you can see, I have the second one mounted, and what I did was I used 2 screws, 1 here, 1 here. If you just have 1 and you're starting off and you're doing it by yourself, it's a little bit hard to do. What you're gonna wanna do is just if you have a level, put a level across the wall, find something level where you want the bottom, and like I said, just make a little mark, make a little line with, whether it's pencil or whatever you want to do. You're not going to see it anyway. It's going to get covered underneath this, so I wouldn't worry about it that much. If you really are worried about it, just get a piece of painter's tape, masking tape, put it across. Just make 2 little tick marks where your studs are going to be. Just put it, make sure it's as even as you could possibly get it visually. I know this is level because it's right next to this one. So what you want to do, just put your level on it. If you have a screw on this side, you could take the other screw out, just let it, let it be able to pivot, put your level across the bottom, and just angle the side up or down so you get it perfectly level. Then put your other screw in. Then you have one screw here, so you know that it's level, all right? At that point, you could put a screw higher up and put a screw higher up on this side. The screws you're gonna be using are the ones that came with it. You have 4 big bolts. They're not really lag bolts, but they're kind of like lag bolts. They have hex heads. As you can see, they have hex heads and they come with washers, so a little bit more stability. And try to make sure you find the center of your studs. 2x4 by today's day and age is actually, instead of being a 2, it's 1.5. Instead of being 4, it's actually 3.5. So you find the middle of the 1.5, which would be 3/4 of an inch, and drill into that. That's where you're going to be putting your screw. If you can, always try to get the center of the stud. You basically just want to go as high as you can on the right, as low as you can, and then the one on the left, you want to go as low as you can and as high as you can. At this point, like I said, you could put your shelf in, and you have the bracket that goes on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws that are going to go to hold the metal bracket on the top of this. They're going to be the Phillips head screws, the other ones. And then once you put the top on, I'll show you how to do the other ones. So that's all you got to do. Just make sure you fit the bracket in. That's what it looks like. You want to put the ones that have the oval slots, or the slots for being able to move around, on top facing up. There's holes right here on the bottom on this side for the door hinge. So what you're going to do is put the door hinge on either one of these guys, take your door and stick it into the hole on the hinge, stick it onto the hole over here. And once you get the doors lined up, you basically just put the top down on top of it. And then what you're going to want to do is just open the doors and screw those 4 screws in. Then you can put the shelf in. You could either do the shelf now or you could do the shelf later. It doesn't really matter. The top of it actually has slots, as you can see, if you look up in the top right corner. And what you're gonna have to do is just place them down onto the clips. And you'll feel it. You'll feel them actually sink into place. And then just give it a tap and it'll actually slide it right into place. That's why I waited to do this last. Put the bottom hinges in on each door, on the bottom left and the bottom right. And then I left this sticking forward a little bit. I just lifted that up a little bit. The top right corner, you can see that hinge sticking in. So just push that forward, and same thing on this side, just push that forward. Once it's locked in, as I said before, you have those 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put those 4 screws in, you're done. Put the shelf, put it in on an angle. Once you get it in on the angle, you wanna put the front of it in like this, kind of angle it back. And then once it gets into place, you just give it a tap on the top and it will fall right down into place. It will kind of lock in over there on the sides, as you can see, as long as it's flat. As long as it looks like that, you are good to go. Close the doors themselves and just stick your black plastic pieces in. Those are the handles. They slide right in. You're good to go. So this is the final video. I got everything all done. Just wanted to show you what they look like. Came out really good. They hold a lot of stuff. In case you're wondering just how much this holds, got a whole mess of stuff. Got some really good stuff from Car Pro. Got stuff for the car in there. Got all kinds of fuel for my machines outside for the lawn mowing equipment. And that is what one holds. Again, pretty deep, holds a lot of stuff. It's the left one. Get the right one opened up. Got a bunch of stuff for the house. That's like tiki torch fluid. You could hold 2 of those, so it goes pretty deep. I forget the exact measurements. You could check out the links, but that's what it looks like. And that's what it is, man. Even though they are right next to each other, I could open this door all the way over. I mean, plenty of room. It's not hitting into it at all. It's got plenty of room there, so no big deal. Even if you want to put them side by side, you can stack them on top of each other. I would still bolt them in if you're stacking them on top of each other, just so that they hold weight and they don't fall off the wall and hit you. But the other cool thing is they have a flat shelf on top, so I put some shop towels up there. As you can see, that's what it looks like up top. So really cool, really digging these things. They are amazing. They're not cheap by any means. The thing I like about these is they're really strong, even though they are a composite. The metal ones are gonna rust. You could scratch them up. They're super heavy. These hold a ton of weight. This probably lasts forever. Really good kind of resin composite material. They are amazing. I highly recommend them. This is one of my favorite additions to the house. You know, I'm a contractor for over 20 years, especially if you have tools or stuff you just want to put away, knickknacks and everything else. They're absolutely great. It sure beats the heck out of putting stuff on shelves and getting it all dirty and dusty and everything. You put these in, close the doors, nothing gets dirty, no dust or anything gets inside. And if you have any kind of spill or anything, it's not going to mess up metal cabinets if you buy metal ones, which I love about it. They are made out of that resin material, so Absolutely incredible. So thanks again for watching. I really hope this video helped you out. Again, I'm going to leave some links down in the description if you want to get some of these for yourself. As always, make sure to click that like button if you like this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more awesome content. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the section down below. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.